So you're there. You're at a place where you're feeling like every single marketing direction you do feels like this one-trick pony that does nothing but drain your business account. Well, today, I'm going to go through 3 techniques that if you start today, you could start building that sustainable lead flow within your gym. If you have 1 location, 2, even 6. There was a study done by the Health and Fitness Association that mentions 40% of adults utilize apps while working out or with their health. What does this tell us? This tells us that technology is here to stay. Even with the height of AI, positioning will start to be the game changer in the gym industry. You need to separate yourself. So today, I want to discuss those 3 things that if you put into your action plan today, you can start building that momentum for your gym. We're going to walk through how you can combine every single one of these 3 things so you could start setting up a plan of attack to start building that sustainable lead flow. We're going to talk about these 3 things. 1, referral offers. We're going to talk about how offers can actually start bringing you in 30 to 40 members fast. Bring in those advocates. Community. How we can start utilizing that community. Start having your members writing reviews and building up that continued reputation. And lastly, I want to walk through a little bit about online search. I'm going to go in that bottom corner and we're going to talk a little bit through our process and how community plays a huge role in utilizing your reviews and your search visibility. So first and foremost, your existing members, they already trust you. You need to look at these members as your way of starting to position yourself and have them be your advocates and utilize them to grow your retention, grow your numbers, and help you make it to the next level of your gym. But for this first segment, I want to dive into your offers. How do they relate to your existing members? Well, your members are your advocates. So how can you start utilizing those members that you already have to start growing additional memberships fast? Well, first off, let's talk about how you can leverage existing classes. Instead of trying to bring new members into, let's say, some sort of challenge, leverage your existing classes. Offer your existing class members a discounted membership for every new member they bring. Bring in that gamification perspective. This is going to do 2 things. 1, it's going to start leveraging your location and what you're utilizing this group class for to start bringing in people to leverage the space better. 2, you're going to start leveraging these classes to start positioning yourself within those certain types of classes. Now, these offers can be discounted any way you like. But think about it this way. If you start taking your existing members after each class and you have the trainer or the coach really push gaining a review and or providing this discount up front, it's more likely that they're going to be advocates towards bringing people to the next class. It's a way you can start taking immediate action right away to promote, less so spending money on advertisement and bringing more people in from your local area via your existing members. Another way you can kind of really push this is you can really start focusing on emailing your members. I would say a good reputation, especially for a retention-based model, is 3 to 5 members a day. Or you can actually start setting up a system of sending emails based off of the length of membership. Let me explain. The more members that you have in and the longer they are part of your gym, the more likely they're going to be advocates for your gym, hence why they're there so long. So come up with a strategy to sit down and actually start to email these members based off of the length they are part of your gym. The longer they're with you, the more likely they're going to be advocates for you. Next, why don't you kind of add in a review kind of request system in this? 2 for the price of 1, right? If you were going to request them to be an advocate for your gym, utilize that same offer to request a review. We'll get into reviews a little bit later on in this video, but for the most part, you can actually start building up a KPI metric of reviews as well as bringing in more members. Having members write a review will keep you on top of mind and build brand reputation. I mean, think about it. Anytime that you have an argument or you utilize a good product, you leave a review, you remember that argument with a significant other, doesn't matter what it is. But what happens is that kind of stays in your mind for a while. And what ends up happening is if they write this review for you, there's going to be a much more likely time span that they're going to remember the pleasures of being part of your gym, and they are going to be advocates for your gym. Add on the spectrum of having them be an advocate by offering some sort of offer, 1 month free, 2 months free, half off the next 6 months, membership for a whole year off if you bring in 3 members or 4 members, things of that nature. You are going to be more likely they are going to leave a much more positive review for you in your gym. So question for all of you, any gym leaders watching this video, I always kind of wonder, what is your retention rate? What is the longest time span you've had a person stay at your gym? Of course, this is based off of length of how long you've been open, but why don't you write down in the comment box the longest membership that you have had at your gym? Now, before we move forward with the other 2 segments, I want to talk a lot about our new private podcast. We made a private podcast made specifically for leaders in the gym space that are looking to start building that sustainable lead flow. In this 3-episode series, we'll go into 3 15-minute pieces on how you can start building that sustainable lead flow through positioning, experience, and reputation management, and how you can start doing all that in just 5 minutes a day. So if you'd like to learn more about that, why don't you look down in the comment box or right here down below and go to leavethatmark.com. You can listen to this podcast at your leisure, while you're working out, while you're doing some work at the office. But again, go to leavethatmark.com. Now to the second segment of this video. We're going to talk a little bit more about community. You know, it doesn't matter how much this online and technology takes presence into the world. Community will be the main reason people stay at your gym. Community should be a guiding factor for you on building that retention. So how do you start utilizing events so that you could build these workouts that don't just help members, but help potential members, as well as build your brand reputation? First and foremost, you've known anything about marketing. I've talked about this in previous videos, but marketing is, like Facebook, LinkedIn, all that stuff. Those are actually tools. They're not necessarily a marketing strategy. So if you want to start utilizing a similar position or a similar audience, you need to start creating a community event around very specific non-vertical competitors that may have similar audience as you. Let's take, for example, you are a gym that really focuses on, certain types of workouts, endurance, for instance. You'd probably want to focus on much more healthier restaurants, as those endurance type workouts are probably going to be a lot different than those meaty macro type workouts, right? So maybe you focus on setting up a community event with a like-minded healthy restaurant, or maybe you partner with them and you have a booth or something outside their restaurant as they're promoting their open or further recipes and what they're doing. You can utilize places like daycares, for instance. If you're very big on a community that are parents and have a daycare in your center, you could focus on having an event and tying it together with local daycares. Local charities around health, fitness, those also come big into play in this utilization. Now, back on our previous, where we talked about offers, right? Reviews. Utilize these community events for an expansion on your reviews. What do I mean by this? Well, you're going to have certain trainers or admin being out in this booth, giving some nice customer experience, maybe doing a workout or 2 or helping someone with very basic needs. This is a great opportunity for you to actually utilize those reviews and provide those same offers you're doing in class. Maybe you do some sort of offer with new members where our potential members that come up to your booth, hey, we're offering this 6-month free for anyone that brings their friend in as well. And what's great about this is it provides this sense of positioning. If you are targeting a certain audience, let's say at a healthy restaurant or a daycare, as you're providing these community events, that you're going to bring like-minded people similar to the people that are in that location. So that positioning is already there for you. Now, before we go any further and we go on to our last segment for today, I want to make sure that you don't forget to tackle that subscribe button. Go ahead, tackle it, hit it down below. And while you're at it, hit the like button. The more likes and the more subscribes we can get to this channel, the more I can put into these videos and I can bring much better information, more information for you so that you can take your gym to that next stage in its development. So again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button down below. And while you're at it, go back in the video, comment on it. Comment on the video, please. Now, the third segment I really wanted to talk to you about today is your online search. Now, I hate to say it, people, you need to stop looking at online search as a transactional type play. Start looking at online search as more of a branding play, a brand reputation. With the growing importance of social media today, it's so easy for people to get caught up in marketing fatigue and what to do here and what to do there. SEO has shifted a lot in the last few years. Google really has utilized its Google business profiles to really kind of bring a sense of social media kind of in there, bring a sense of positioning. And that's really what social media in general should be used for. Now, your Google My Business profiles are probably going to be the best investment and probably the easiest. May take some time to grow, but it's going to be the best way that you can start building traction without necessarily focusing so much on writing a million blog posts or making sure everyone goes to your website and going through click-through rate and all that fun stuff. So what I'm going to do from here is I'm actually going to put my head here. I'm going to have my video editor put me down at the bottom here, and I'm going to kind of share my screen, and I'm going to kind of go through a method and show one of our clients. Don't mind, I'm going to have to blur out this client because I don't want you to, see who they actually are, but I'm going to use it as a guide here to kind of help you understand how online search is much more of a branding play. So first and foremost, you should be using your reviews, as mentioned in the first two segments of this video, to really be a KPI for you. Reviews should be your KPI. This is going to do three things for you. One, you're getting a review. It's building brand reputation. Two, it's actually going to help you rank higher on the search. And three, when people start leaving you reviews, they're going to start writing stuff about the position of your gym. You can take these reviews and the responses you give to them, and you can utilize that to build keyword intent, build additional keyword research, or further enhance your profile further down the road, depending on what types of offerings you're going to additionally add to this gym or your other locations. Now, we talked a little bit about the reviews. Google has changed a lot. Reviews are probably one of the best signals for a local brick and mortar gym to take advantage of as they start growing. Now, it's not like it was before. We're not just going to take, 10 keywords and track them on the search. This could be quite difficult. And I've kind of seen a kind of turn away from this kind of perspective because you're going to have so many people looking for more transactional type terminology when they come to look for your gym. And there's so much competition now out there, especially when it comes to SEO. You don't necessarily need to write a blog post. You don't need to go full on SEO. Why? Because if you're focusing on so much SEO on your website, no matter how much you try to localize it, there's a good chance it's going to broaden. It's going to broaden to multiple cities, multiple states, and all that's going to do is bring you fluff traffic. So you could be ranking number one on Google, but maybe one person out of the 100 that actually see the post will actually take advantage of it. Now, I'm getting off subject a little bit here, but the snack pack is what we'll be utilizing. This is a geo-targeted kind of system that matches with Google. And if you're, looking at the video, you're kind of seeing a snapshot of a before and after of one of our existing clients of where we were before and where we were after. Remember when we talked about those reviews? Well, reviews are going to be a main signal. There are a couple other signals that we recommend putting into play here that I can talk a little bit about more closely, but your Google My Business or your Google Business profile, as it's now called, will be that spot where people first find you. They're not going to go straight to your website a majority of the time. They're not going to be going through an ad. They could, and ads actually do help visibility of Google business profiles, but they're most likely going to view your Google business profile. You're going to have images there. You need to have this be your front gate towards the positioning of your gym. You're going to utilize the image spot. You're going to utilize your brand and what you're really trying to represent and the way you're providing, getting these reviews and positioning those reviews by the way you're responding to those reviews, and that's going to send a signal to Google. Now, of course, if you have a keyword research, this helps plenty. because then what you need to do is you need to make a conscious decision to spend 5 minutes a day, check over your reviews, make sure you're responding with those reviews based off of the keywords that are going to be position you higher in search. No longer, like I said, do we need to keyword stuff? Do we need to make a whole bunch of pages? Does that stuff help? Does the website stuff help? Detrimentally, it helps. But it doesn't necessarily be needed to get you at the top. I've seen most of our clients make it to the top by just getting reviews. We say, hey, focus on reviews. That's all you need to focus on. That's going to be your first line of offense. You're going to have your phone number. You're going to have your contact form already part of your Google My Business. You're going to have photos, your brand. And then lastly, you're going to start focusing on updates. You're going to start writing a weekly update, kind of like you would a social media post, and you're going to target focused on one of these keywords. So instead of writing a blog post, you're going to write a 300-word verb, a transactional type verb based off of one of these services that you're targeting. That mixed with the reviews as a smaller signal sends a signal to Google telling them that, hey, they're getting reviews about this. Oh, and they're also talking about this over here. And that will start building your snack pack results that you can see on the side of the screen here to start getting you more calls and to start getting you more form submissions. Now, that's really it, folks. Is there a much deeper role that we play when we focus on that? Yes, we do focus on making sure the website's still optimized as a second layer of defense, but that can be, talked about much deeper in a longer video. But honestly, we don't even really recommend going and developing a website, creating blog posts until you're at the very bare minimum 1 million a year and you have at least 2 to 3 locations. Why? Because I said earlier, you're spraying the wall now. You're talking to more people. So you're going to have multiple Google My Businesses focusing on one central spot to kind of collect those people that fall through the cracks of that first attempt of the Google My Business and or advertising. So hopefully now I'm back up full screen with you guys. But, at the end of the day, building a sustainable lead flow doesn't really come that easy. But with determination, leadership, and teamwork between you and existing members of your gym and employees of your gym, you can start preparing for the future through these simple techniques. Now, if you want to hear more, check out this really old video, 2-3 years old up here on 5 fitness ideas for newcomers into the gym space. And check out down below here, where we actually talk to leaders in the gym space, a revamp of our existing podcasts, where we talk with leadership and we kind of go through different techniques that they utilize and, things of that nature. Again, Zach, hope you all have a good one.